Hey, what's up? DFS Rico coming at you with my picks and insight for this League of Legends LPL and LCK 4-game slate on Thursday, June 18th. We got a 4-game slate. Yesterday went really well. I went 4-0 on my picks. Got the DRX over the T1 upset correct. And then all the other ones were good as well. So that's really good. On the season, I'm 21-7 as far as picks between the LPL and the LCK, so that's really solid. Today, I think I have one upset that I like, and the other ones I'm going to be leaning the favorites, but today I think there's some benefit to picking the underdogs as well, because some of these, like I say, the LCK is just starting, so we don't know their lineups. We don't know what they're going to look like early on in the season, so it's a good chance to take the underdogs. But so for right now, I do have, if we go over, well, I'll go over to the Bovada really quick for the LCK one. I just had this open. There you go. KT Rollsters favorited over Team Dynamics. And then we got big favorites. Team Dynamics is a new team in the LCK. They actually got in by, I'm pretty sure in the play-in, they beat Griffin, I believe. Griffin's out of the split. So Team Dynamics moved in. So they are new to the split, so we really don't have much on them other than if we could look at them against other teams that weren't pro teams, kind of. So I feel like it might be a good chance to take them if you want to be really different. I don't think a lot of people will play them. KT Rolster was a top 5 team in the LCK last split, so they're a good team. They kept the same team, but they brought in a bunch of new guys. So the issue with them is, I mean, they do start the first game, so if you stay up, you will kind of know their lineups. I assume some. I'm going to assume some that I think will start in this video, but just be careful that I usually set my lineups before I fall asleep, and I try to play it a little safe. Sometimes I take chances, but I am pretty sure some guys, sure of like 1 or 2 guys that should be starting. And then APK Prince versus Hanwha Life Esports. Hanwha Life slight favorites. I don't mind if you want to go different and play APK Prince. I like HLE in that matchup. And then going over to the LPL, you got Victory 5 and Bilibili Gaming. I am picking the underdog, Bilibili Gaming. Victory 5 has looked solid this split so far. They were the worst team last split. They've looked better this split, but I'm going to take, that's where I'm going to be a little different. And then JD Gaming over RNG. Odds are pretty close in this matchup. RNG is not a slouch team. They just, I think they got 2-0'd by LNG Esports, which looks bad. But they're not a bad team. They have good players, they have good carries, they have good role players, but JD Gaming, I do think outclasses them. They are the defending spring split champions, so nothing too bad there. They got one of the best junglers in the world, in my opinion, the best jungler, which is fitting well in this meta right now. They have to kind of target him when they're making bans and picks, so it kind of benefits the carries on the team. But as they just lost versus Top Esports, which is obviously the best team, so no, you can't really knock them on that. But I do like JD Gaming, probably my favorite team. They will probably be the highest owned team as well, so if you want to be different, you can go somewhere else, depending what kind of contest you're entering. But let's get over to the lineups. The only one we get the lineups for early is LPL. LCK doesn't come out about till like 30 minutes to an hour before their actual game starts, so we won't even know the lineups for the last game, for the HLE. So people will avoid them just because of that, because nobody's going to know their actual starting lineups, which can be an advantage for you if you do some research. But same lineups for the top, for JD Gaming, same lineups for RNG as they've been having. And then you go over to Victory 5 and BLG, and then they swapped, they're starting ADD at the top lane for Bilibili Gaming, which I do like. I think he fits this meta well. He likes to play carry top laners. He likes to play Kale, which he did play the first game out when he played his last match out. They subbed him in game 3 versus E-Star, and they ended up winning. So he will start, but just be wary that he is going to probably be subbed if they lose game 1, I think. If they lose game 1, they might sub him out, so just be careful with that if you are going to play him. Those are the lineups for the LPLs, which usually, like I say, most people play because they actually know their lineups. They want to be safe before they go to sleep, because most people don't like to stay up. So which can kind of be like a leverage and advantage to yourself. So let's just run through them. Top lane, depending which ways you want to go, like I say, I'm going KT, BLG, JD Gaming, and HLE. Depending who you go with, like if you pair JD Gaming with BLG, I've been able to fit an AD carrier or a mid laner from either team in the captain role, so you can do that. I was trying to pair up JD Gaming with KT. I was able to fit a jungler in the captain spot, which is a little different. So you have to go like with a jungler, a top laner, or support, because they are the two biggest favorites. They are the two most expensive teams on the slate. And then you got, if I do JD Gaming with HLE, because JD Gaming is my favorite stack, so I'll probably match them with most of my stacks. I'm using them because they'll probably be the highest owned as well. If you pair them up with HLE, I was able to fit, let me look at my lineup again. I was able to fit a mid laner in the top. Depending who starts for HLE, it's going to depend. Like I said, we won't know. So, but you would be able to fit either one of their mid laners if you actually do know who starts. So top laners, let's just jump to it. We got top laners, Zoom obviously on the top, highest upside in my opinion on the slate. As far as top laners, has been there before. He dominated last split. It's gotten off to a slower start, but I do like him in the top lane. Like I mentioned, I like ADD since I am going to be playing the underdog in that matchup. Kind of my two favorites. KT, we don't know who's going to start between Sohwan or Smeb, so that's why that's a big issue in my opinion. Everybody else should stay about the same. And then, so like I always say, top somewhere where I kind of just fill in at the end. And then jungler, Konavi, one of my favorite plays on the slate. Like I say, one of the best players in the world. 75 points first game, had a slow start. The teams are specifically targeting him because they know that he fits this meta right now. He fits these junglers that are going to carry the team. So they're specifically targeting him, which is giving him, obviously, his champion pool is getting smaller. But if he can easily break out of that, just because he's that good, he can play other junglers. Doesn't just need to play carry junglers. And then, I mean, you got Wei for V5 if you do decide to go that way. He's been looking pretty solid. But I like Bono for KT as well. If I am going to be playing like a KT and JDG, which they're the most expensive stack, you can probably put Bono in the captain spot. I don't think I was able to fit Konavi if I remember, unless you go like 3-3-1. This is based off 4-3s as well. And then, so I do like him. I like Bono. He's pretty solid last split. He had some really good games. If they 2-0 him, it's even better. The jungler for Billy Gaming, I'd rather not go there. I'm not a huge fan. I'd rather just play Konavi. And like I mentioned, since I am playing like Billy, in this video, I'm going to do Billy Gaming, but obviously that is an underdog. If you want to play safer, you can play KT with JD Gaming or KT with HLE. I play kind of GPPs, so I like to be a little more different. Mid lane, I am plugging in Fofo in the mid lane for BLG. Has been solid this split in the victories. 7.2 kills per game, 11.4 assists, 6.4 deaths in the victory. He had 80 fantasy points. In my opinion, he's their best player. So I do like plugging him in the mid lane. And then with that, since I'm saving the salary, I can plug in Loken at the AD carry position. JD Gaming should have the highest upside on the slate. They play super fast. RNG plays fast as well. And then another carry I like is Aiming for KT. He should be the starter. KT, Aiming, and Bono should be two of their starters that I can practically confirm. So if you want to go that way, those two guys will start. Sam D for V5, another key guy I like to plug in if I am going to play V5. But like I said, for BLG, Wings is not something I'm going to prioritize. I like Fofo more than Wings. I think he's the better carry on the team. So I'd rather go Fofo in that case. And then as far as support, I like plugging in LV Mao for with Loken. I think they have high upside. Betty in the bot lane for RNG is solid, but I think if everyone on this team is playing well, LV Mao will be able to get like a 70, 80 fantasy point game. And then as well as other supports, I don't mind Zinmo for BLG. I don't mind Tucson. Tucson is another guy. Well, yeah, Tucson should be starting as well for KT. So that's three guys. If you want to do like a 3-man stack or 4-man stack with KT, with like Tucson, Aiming, Bono, and their team stack, that's a nice 4-man stack. Or you could do a 3-man stack with a team stack as well. Team stack's usually the easiest way to go. If you don't know who's going to start, at least you know you can bet on who's going to win, which will end up with more points. So that's really my lineup right there. I mean, if you don't plug in LV Mao, you can plug in LV Mao, but with this lineup specifically, it lets me plug in Yagao, practically any carry in the top. I can plug in Yagao up top as my captain, or Loken in my captain, and then Wings in my AD carry, whichever way you really want to go. Gives me all the the upside that I want practically. This is more for an upside and upset. Hopefully we can go 4-0 in my picks. These are kind of my picks like I mentioned. I prioritize them: JD Gaming, HLE, KT, and Billy Gaming is the order I would rank them in. And then Victory 5 after that. I ranked KT third because they're super pricey in my opinion. As far as value, they're not that crazy. The LCK teams we all know aren't as crazy as the LPL teams. But yeah, that's really it. Hopefully we could go 4-0. Like I said, 21-7 on my picks. Please like, subscribe, comment. I really do appreciate it. Let's get to that 200 subscribers. Thank you.